Hello, today you're watching a sped up process of me drawing an Eevee from Pokemon. Stick around to the end to see how the finished result looks like. So anyways, now I'm going to tell you how exactly I made this art. So, to start things off, I'm making a wireframe. The reason why I do this is so that I can have guidelines for my art, so when I make the art, I can trace over the wireframe so it doesn't look horrible. So anyways, I am using 2 reference images of Eevee so I can make the art look accurate and get the accurate colors, and I am also using an image of a Sylveon that I drew as reference because this is going to be in my art style and I want this Eevee to have like similar like facial features and stuff to Sylveon in my art style because, well, Sylveon is one of Eevee's evolutions. So anyways, now we're on to the line art and all we do is just trace the wireframe. That's simple. So anyways, allow me to tell you something. You see, in this video, you'd see I keep positioning the nose in different places over and over again. See, look, here. And do you know why? It's because on the wireframe, I made a mistake of putting the nose in the wrong area. I had the line on the top that was meant to indicate the top of the nose before the black part go to the center even though it was on the side, so I had to keep positioning the nose over and over again until I was comfortable with it, and so it would be anatomically accurate, so the nose won't be off-centered like they don't have off-centered noses. That would make no sense. Okay, here's a fun coincidence. So basically, at a similar time that I was drawing this, well, in the same week that this video comes out, by the way, I decided to start like replaying Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, and for my partner, I chose an Eevee because I wanted a Sylveon. So I'm drawing an Eevee, and in the same week, I played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and I decided to have my partner be an Eevee, so yeah, that's a fun coincidence. If you're curious what Pokemon I decided to become, well, that's a Torchic. Okay, we're a bit late to start talking about the colors, so let's begin. So anyways, I use a lasso tool to like highlight the areas, use the pin tool thingy to get the accurate colors, and use the fill bucket to fill them in. Sometimes I draw in the patterns myself, and also I use the lasso tool to make sure none of the colors go out of bounds. It's because that would make the art look unprofessional. And I don't use the fill bucket tool because it would leave some pixels out. Okay, penultimate section of the video, shading. So how I shade is similar to how I color. I use the lasso tool to assure that none of the shading goes out of the bounds. But this time I'm not using a fill bucket, but rather I'm purely relying on drawing it in. So the airbrush tool was used because to have it have a more realistic and professional effect. And no, I am not using solid black and white colors. I'm actually using colors that are the same tint as the background. In this case, either orange or brown. This is a good artistry tip. It's because the colors would look better. Because the colors look better if they're like more vibrant. However, there are some exceptions to this rule, such as when a color is too bright to the point where the white can be considered as shading instead, and same goes for the black where the surface is too dark and the shading can be considered a highlight instead. That's the only exceptions to this rule. Also, don't forget, here's a fun fact. For shiny surfaces such as the eyes or nose, I use an airbrush with a higher opacity to make the shiny effect. It's because, well, it's shiny and it would look better. So anyways, now we just change the background to grey so I can actually see where I'm colouring. And now I'm doing the background. I originally considered the background with like elements of all of the Eevee evolutions, but I wanted to remain consistent with the like Eevee art that I do with like the Eevee color, the color of the Eevee with symbols representing them in the background, so I scrapped that idea. So anyways, I copied and pasted the symbols, and now I'm just using the Sylveon image as reference for like consistency to make sure I don't mess up. I'm trying my best here, and now we're doing the shadows because that Sylveon image and the Espeon image that I did had a shadow too. So here's the shadow, and also here's the finished result. That looks nice, doesn't it? So anyways, I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked this art. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing, as we've got lots more art to do in the far future, and it might continue forever. Don't forget, I don't always do Pokemon art. It's just the only thing I want to do art at the moment. So don't always expect Pokemon art. Goodbye.